Yo, Chris. We're live.
Yo!
I was waiting for it. I'm like, there is no big screen. What's
Yo!
going on?
What's
I,
up, bro?
I almost get disappointed. Hey, Vesna. Vesna is, she's trolling me, so we got to watch out for that, Chris. She's usually
I love
nice
it.
to people I talk to, but not to me.
That's good, though. That's the pressure that you need.
Yeah, but she is giving away family secrets and saying how lousy of a husband I am on these lives.
You know, you and
Anyway,
I both know she's not saying that.
I know. I'm messing with her. She is my forever wife, so I have to be nice to her, right? How's
Absolutely.
life?
I am doing amazing. Amazing. You know me, I
Mr.
think
Amazing.
yeah, for sure. I think just super grateful for life every day, every minute, every second, every moment. I mean, I think that's one thing that we all, and it doesn't happen overnight, but the more you learn to be grateful for, the more opportunity you're able to create. I think that's one of the biggest things for me. So life is
It's
amazing.
it's a mindset thing, and I'm not kidding. Sometimes I whenever I say that, not whenever, but many times when I say it was actually you who introduced me to it when I went to see you in El Paso. We're ordering Starbucks, and the person asks you, how are you doing today? And you're like, I'm amazing. How are you? And you strike up a conversation, and before you got your coffee, you told her that you are wholesaling, that you're buying properties, that you're doing creative financing, that you have a community. Like before you even get your coffee, she was all inspired. And then I realized how powerful that introduction of just saying something different from her, I'm okay, how are you? Like it's so freaking depressing. And you're always with a smile, always energetic. I love it, Chris.
I think that right there, I mean, that's like the first gem of this like live. And I had told you this, I told your community, I told our community, it's like the word amazing has changed my life for everything, like forever. Like my life around the word amazing has drastically changed. And I think it's due because when you remember, people always remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
So it's not every day you run into someone and you ask them, how are you doing? And they're like, oh, I'm doing amazing. A lot of the times feedback that I get are must be nice, or oh my gosh, like, oh, what are you on, or what did you do, or what happened in your life? And I think we fail to realize that we woke up today. And that's
Yeah.
always my rebuttal when someone tells me something. They're like, well, must be nice. And I'm like, why? You and I have the same opportunity. You're alive, you're breathing. I'm alive, I'm breathing. Like, let's go get it. Come on. Like, what are we waiting for? So every single day is an amazing day. And I think everyone should go out there and try to use the word, like with your family, with your relatives, with friends, when you walk into a gas station, and you will slowly find out how it makes the other person feel. And that's what will put a smile on your face. I mean, life is amazing.
That is so beautifully said. And I'm going to add on to it, Chris. I saw an Instagram clip where it's one of the celebrities, I forgot who it was, but they were asked, what do you do if you're in a networking event? You don't have money, you don't have a business, you don't know what value you can contribute with. And the answer was just be the positive person that cheer everyone else on. Because if you do, you will sooner or later be presented with an opportunity, because it's addictive to have a positive attitude of a person that you have around yourself. And business and money will flow your way if you take that mindset. It was one of
Bro.
the persons from Shark Tank that said that in an interview. So it's exactly what you're doing, but you actually have the money and the success.
And I think and that's like a hard thing, because people always, and I'm pretty sure you've had this as well too, where people say like, oh, well, I wish I had the money, or they always tie their success essentially to money. Like money becomes the commodity of, like, if you don't have money, you can't be happy. And the reality of it is we're all chasing to be better. We're all chasing to be great. And the one thing that I can say is, the number one thing you can control is your attitude. And people need to understand that when you have a positive attitude, it's going to tie to your pockets. Same thing
Yeah.
with a negative attitude. The opposite is true. Coming back, if you have a negative attitude, you're going to get negative outcomes. And I think it's so big for everyone to understand that money is created through energy. How do you create energy? It's just like the electric windmills. Like, how does energy come? It's created through the wind turbines. It's turning, it's creating energy. That's the same way that positivity is created. Is if you're able to have more energy, you're going to be more positive. And if you're going to be more positive, you're going to be a lot happier. And if you're a lot happier, you're going to make more money. And if you make more money, I mean, your confidence level just goes up. And if you have
It's a
confidence,
positive
you're
loop.
able to go out there and do it all. But if you're on the negative side, you get negative energy. You have negative day. You make no money. You're broke. You ain't doing anything, bro. Like, you're gonna be sad, and then you're not living life with a purpose. And I think too many people get caught up on that. Remember, energy is created, just like your attitude. Your attitude is a choice, and it's up to you to wake up every day happy or mad. But guess what? You still got to get through the day, bro.
I saw I read, love it, Chris. I saw a super interesting study they did about anxiety and depression. And they tracked how many hours in the day people were tracking, how much time they spent worrying about things.
Oh
And
my God.
97% of the time people spent worrying, it never became true. 3% of the time it actually became true. So think how much time your people are wasting in a lifetime to walk around worrying instead of just doing and approaching life on a more positive way. It's crazy, right? Like, you
It
can waste
comes
a whole
into
life doing that.
you know what that comes back to is fear. And I actually
Yeah.
had this conversation earlier in our L10 meeting with Ben and Erica, and it's just there's this fear of caring too much about what other people think.
Yeah.
And people, like, we fail, and I fall victim to that because I was once there. I used to be scared of being judged, the judgment of other people, the judgment of, like, just creating all these false analogies in your own head. Because the
Yes.
reality of it is, the person that saw a video, or the person you had a conversation with, or the person, whatever it is, it's not going to matter next week. It's not going to matter in 3 months. It's not going to matter in 3 years. Like, bro, a lot of the things
And
that people make up in their head, 3% of it is going to come true. like
Yeah.
you, like
And
you
the
said,
person
3%, 97% is fake. It's
Yeah.
false.
Never gonna happen. And the person that is worrying, Chris, is also the person who is not taking action. And
Oh
then
my
they spend
gosh.
all their time never taking action, and they are just constantly proving to themselves that the negative outlook becomes reality because they don't take action. By the way, if I'm looking around, I have comments up here, I've got comments up there on different screens, and that's, if I look around and look a little weird, that's why I look like an owl looking around,
Is that what I
bobbing my
look like?
head.
Because I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm like
Yeah.
looking this way, moving over here, moving over here.
I saw
But
Ben joined. I have one guy, Black, joined on YouTube. He usually asks pretty good questions, or he asks good questions. Cincy, I don't know some of these people. They're probably your following more than mine. But it's super cool you joined in. What did you want to? As always, the two energy crew gets off on the wrong track. You and I, Chris.
But it's not the wrong track, bro. It's the best track. The energy just flows. The energy is just flowing, you know?
What before we went live, what did we talk about that was the key thing that we wanted to talk? We wanted to talk about spending time with family, all these commitments coming up, and also I think we said a little bit about how we balance. I have to look at my cheat sheet here. How we sort of balance all the holiday mindset, hanging out with relatives, and how we control our minds, because we're now getting surrounded with a lot of people who don't dare to take action and don't go as quick as we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just so much to go on it. And so, I mean, where do we get started? I think So everyone, when it comes to the holidays, this is where I say 90% of the states tend to, I mean, probably across the world, and I don't know if this statistics or not, just based on what I've seen, is this is where people tend to slow down. They think holidays are coming. I'm in the investing space, so I see it all the times, whether it's be real estate agents, whether it be other people doing deals, or people always ask me, Chris, who even wants to sell right now during the holidays? Who even wants to buy right now during the holidays? And it's just like, it's always, people are always saying what they believe. And I actually told this to my daughter the other day. It's like, or actually, I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, is people are always going to have an opinion, but it's not necessarily a fact, such as, oh, the market slows down during this time, or are people really selling? And so what happens is during this time, people start believing this false analogy of, oh, work slow or the holiday slow. Everybody must be slowing down. And then it comes back to, well, I'm going to go to my relative's house. I'm going to go hang out with my relatives. I'm going to go spend the night. We're going to drink. We're going to party. The holidays. We're on vacation this week. A lot of people from kids from school had the week off and vacation, whatever it is.
And it really starts, and I can tell people go into that mindset starting November. They go into it. They're preparing for Thanksgiving. And then it's sort of I'm just going to wrap it up for the rest of the year because then I'm off anyway for 2 weeks around Christmas. And as a result, nothing really happens for almost 2 months in a lot of people. But you and me, we're not slowing down. And we're still we're still getting the results. And we're still chasing the normal things. We can't slow down. I mean, slowing down for 2 months of the year, what's that in percentage? 15, 20%, 15%? Like, no.
It's crazy. Someone on YouTube asked what we're talking about. We're talking about how people tend to slow down during the holidays, and then you get caught up in like this rabbit hole going to your relative's house, whether it's your aunt, your uncle, whether the family's getting together, and then you totally forget about your dreams and your promises that you promised yourself. And you're like, oh, New Year's coming around, January 1st, I'm going to start. I believe New Year's resolutions are bullshit. I think you should start as fast as possible. The biggest thing is you have the decision to make every single day, just like your attitude, how we said earlier. You get to wake up, you get to choose, hey, I'm going to wake up today with an amazing attitude. And then you go. That's the same thing with anything, whether it's your career, whether it's getting started doing deals, whether it's investing, whether it's being a better dad, better son, better. I mean, whatever, just being better. You get the decision every day. So that's what we're going into. So going back to that, Andreas, 2 months, 15, 20%, whatever the percentage is, that's 60 days that people tend to slow down. Let's break that up into hours. 60 times 24 hours, that's 1,440 hours. Now let's do 12 months. Look, 365, that's how many days in a year there is, times 24 hours, there's 8,760 hours in 1 year. Imagine losing almost close to 2,000 hours just because you said everyone else around you is slowing down, or everyone else, like, you think you're entitled to stop. You think you're entitled to hang out. You think you're entitled to rest, to slow down. Half of the people, and like even successful people like yourself, you're still waking up early. You're still going. You just left the CEO position to go out there and do more. And I guarantee you, even today, you're probably doing more in this last 30 days since you left that you probably did in the past.
And I love doing it. And Chris, I'm passionate about it. I'm not kidding. 2 seconds before I jumped on this, I was sitting, because I'll tell you about a problem I have. And that is, everyone is like, I'm going to start changing in January. I'm with you. It drives me up a freaking wall, as much as people saying life is short. No, life is long if you know how to use it. But you got to learn to maximize life. And I've been coaching and advising people. I think you know this for 1.5 decade, and it's been everywhere from life coaching to, but primarily thing have been leadership coaching. And the first exercise I run everyone through is finding their North Star. I'm getting to a point of why I'm telling you this. So, finding their North Star. And the point is, you can't wait. You need to know where you're at, you need to know where you want to go, and you need to build a solid plan and a strategy how to get there. Otherwise, you're smoking hopium. You're hallucinating.
Can you say that one more time? Where you're at. And guys,
Where
I'm even taking notes on this. I want to take full advantage of this live. And if you're watching this, I believe you should too. Like, I brought my notebook here to be able to take notes.
And Chris, I appreciate that with you. You always go in and like, okay, what can I learn here from this? But where are you at?
Yeah,
so where are you at? Where did you come from? Where are you going? And how are you going to get there? Those are the key questions. So for a long time, even business leaders that I talk to, they think they know those answers. But when I start pushing them, you never know where it's actually going and how much they truly have understood that themselves. Sorry, I got to move around the windows because I just realized maybe I lost my live here. Where did it go? Too many windows. Did I just kill my live? That would be so sad. Instagram. I hope I didn't. But here, I'm going to check 2 seconds.
No, you're still live here on Instagram.
Okay, cool. I missed the questions. No, so even seasoned business leaders, sometimes they struggle to recalibrate and remember where they're at and where they're going and how to get there. And I often have to work and exercise with people so they just understand the basics. And Chris, my first 3-4 weeks with working with someone is usually going through all those questions, but in a more detailed form. And then I've been documenting that, and I have had a little cheat sheet that I use when I'm doing it. But I'm like, just the other day about being busy, I'm like, I'm spending too much time on life coaching, or I'm spending too much time on getting people to just do those basics of finding their North Star. So now I created a document that I'm going to put out there, and I can show you briefly what it is. I already put it out. You can go to my Instagram and you can actually already see it. But I created 12 steps to finding your North Star. I don't know if I can show it on this live. I'll try, okay? It might screw something up, so bear with me.
Okay.
Share screen.
Try, right?
Yeah. So don't wait to do your New Year's resolution. Do it today. So what I have done, and anyone can use this, it's the 12 steps to finding your North Star. And what I've done is I've outlined a process of focusing on your goal. This is the thing I said. What's the lifestyle you want, the legacy to pass on, value creation, all those things. What are your core values? Remember how you and I worked through this? You and I have worked through all of these actually, but I have done it while coaching you. What are your core values and purpose? Strengths and weaknesses. Go take a Clifton strength test. Learn what your strengths are. Who are the advisors? Who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? And are you surrounding yourself with enough people that can guide you? What are the commitments you're willing to do? You know me, like when I work with someone, Chris, what happens if you don't take action? Am I happy?
Bro, you're on our ass, bro.
And then what are the contingency plans? Like, what are the obstacles? How do you celebrate your milestones and your successes? And when I work with someone, like, I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to not be out drinking, not sleeping properly. Like, you need to focus on healthy body, healthy mind, and then accountability and checking. Like, who keeps track on you? When you have been doing this list for a while, how do you make sure you don't fall behind? And I'll share this with you, Chris. I'll share it to everyone. And then continuous learning and growth. Like, just because you're working with me, that's not enough. You have to, and just because you, Chris, like, we work, but you also have other mentors and coaches, you have to keep learning yourself. And you're a perfect example of a person. You keep reading, even though you have a business that you're scaling and growing very fast. You are working with me who is very action oriented. You still go like, oh, I read this book now. I read this. I did this. I hit the gym. I did a 30-day challenge. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I think it's amazing. And then financial consideration, like, you got to freaking know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, what you don't measure, you can't manage. Like, I'm so hellbound on that. And then I thought, here's the thing, like, what is your scorecard? You remember how I ask you every single week, what's the numbers? Give me the numbers. And that's exactly what I'm asking everyone for. So what I ended up doing then, and this is still work on the progress, Chris, but you can see here, it's like if someone wants to do this as a personal scorecard. So I'm giving away all these things to help you find the North Star. By the way, this was not the intent for the call, but you said something about like waiting to January. No, I'm sitting, and you said I'm probably more busy. Yeah, I'm more busy, but I'm also more creative. I love what I do. I've literally been sitting, I've had this in my own version, and I've been sitting and externalizing this for the last few days. And then I even made a progress tracker, or if you want to make a more simple personal scorecard, you can do that. But I put it all in this document. And then obviously I'm like, hey, if you want to help you with your business, you need to ping me. But what I ended up doing, Chris, and I don't think I can show, maybe I can, Instagram. I even put it here now. So if anyone wants to go find these, I just click on my link, and here, tools to find your North Star. Right there. And it's publicly available for everyone. I don't even ask for an email or a phone number. Just go use it. So why did I do that? And why did I not gate that behind an email or a phone number or something? It's because I want people to take action, because right now it's the time of the year where I keep hearing people are miserable. They have major life changes coming up. They are struggling with in their business. It's end of year, the numbers didn't hit, or they're growing, but they can't keep up. Like I talked to one person, was a week ago. They make almost $2 million in pure profit after taking out like proper salaries for themselves. They have massive problems in their company. They can't scale it. And what I'm trying to say is it's because they haven't figured that out. Like they don't understand the North Star. They don't understand where they're at, where they're coming from, and where they want to go. So everything is just ad hoc in the moment all the time. Sorry, that was a long spiel, but my point in the end of the day is you triggered me when you said New Year's resolution. I'm like, screw New Year's resolution. If you're listening to this live now or afterwards, I just pointed you to the file. You can literally go there and do the exercises, and you're going to fast track past 99.99% of all other people, and it's out there. You just have to do it. And now you're going to complain because you're the business person, like, why you're giving that away for free? Because I can and because I want to.
Look, Andres, this is the best thing. I mean, there's so many takeaways on that. And like, number one thing that I want to say is check this out. Look, you even put it over here in the chat. This guy, whoever's here gonna capitalize. 90% of the work just requires you to show up. Show up. And this is the thing, what happens when you show up. Perfect example is, this isn't what we were going to talk about. People that showed up, there's probably like 5 golden nuggets that we've dropped in the last 15, 20 minutes. And all you had to do was show up. And I think it's so amazing that you're pushing for this, because like, and I think they're so big, like everything is out there. People just need to go and take massive action.
Yeah. Action.
It's all in the action.
That's exact. It's so funny. Dude, are you in my mind?
Yeah, just bro, I am.
That's the line I was writing just before. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm like, I wrote something like this. While mindset matters, if the system strategy is clarity and action underlined isn't there, nothing counts. Like mindset is one thing, but you gotta have a strategy and a clarity and a commitment to taking action. Oh, so link doesn't work. I'm sorry. Go to my Instagram. I think it's there. And if you click on my profile, it's under my name there. You can get the link there. I'll try to send the link one more time. Something looked weird. I'm with you. Try that link I just dropped now.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Did it work?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it did. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. But by the way, Chris, Vesna, my wife, she's like, why don't you put this behind a paid wall or something? I'm like, no, I want to help people because I'm so tired of people not taking action. And people just need like, and this is the same thing. Chris, so where did this document come from? For 10, 15 years, I've been paying coaches, mentors, advisors, psychologists, and I've just been documenting it. What are the questions I need to ask myself? And Vesna and I, every single month, quarter, year, we sit down, we make a plan, and guess what happened? Almost everything we set out to do in the last 10 years have become reality. Isn't that crazy when you have a North Star?
But is it crazy? Or the other person, are the other people crazy for not
True.
doing a North Star?
Yeah, true. A North Star is a vision. It's a vision board. It's the direction you're heading. You know you're heading north. You're not heading south. You might head north 5 degrees west or 5 degrees east, but it's still north. And that's why it's a North Star. It's a compass. It's a guide. And it's something you got to get back to on a frequent basis and create awareness around. So, Chris, this is, remember when you and I started? This was the first month. Basically, so you have been through it and you have crystal clarity around it. But I realized that what I love to do is talk about leadership and dilemmas and people and problems in the business, not let's get the fundamentals in place.
It comes back to intention. I think it all it all comes down to the intention of what you're trying to accomplish. And like once you have the intention, then you continue to follow like the simple framework. But the thing is all the answers are right in front of you. You just got to go out there and you have to take the action.
Yeah. Let's get back on the topic because I do want to talk about it. How do we recommend people to survive the holidays with all the family members or relatives that are very skeptical about everything you're doing? And we are all us entrepreneurs, we're the odd one out in the family gathering compared to all the stable W-2 people. And everyone is second guessing us. And I had a very interesting conversation with another guy the other day who basically has a business, know what he needs to do, but has the family or his relatives that keep second guessing for him and worrying about him. How do we deal with that? And don't say the F-bomb.
No, I was gonna say the other bomb. Don't be a little. I mean, it's as much as it's so complicated in someone's head is as much as it's so simple. And I think the number one thing out of all of it is the clarity. You need to have clarity in what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do, who you're trying to be. What does your future look like? What does the future you in 5 years look like? What does the future you in 5 years smell like, feel like? Where are you? Where are you walking in? Do you have your own office? Are you working for a team? Do you work for a Fortune 500 company? Are you walking into the Trump Tower? Are you walking into the Pentagon? Like, what are you like? You have to be clear in what you want. I always tell people, Erica and I are going to have 9 more kids. People are like, they laugh, they think it's crazy. And it's just like clarity. And I always talk about it. And I say, and I sometimes a lot of things that I say seem like, but then you start watching me and you start looking at the way I move and you start looking at the things I do. I say, we're going to own $1 billion real estate portfolio. And then you start studying, you start seeing my clarity is so clear because now that I have this clarity, I start then to pivot back on asking myself, is what I'm doing right now going to get me to the future me, or is it setting me back? Are we going to sit here and watch a movie, or are we going to sit here and go out there and spend family time doing something outdoors? How is it going to impact the future us? And is it going to put us one step further, or is it going to put us one step back? The next thing is aligning yourself with the right people, whether it be your spouse. Your spouse could be your worst enemy and you don't even know it. Whether it be your parents, whether it be brothers, sisters, family members, relatives, whether it be your best friend. I had someone tell me recently about their best friend. their husband's best friend influencing them to do things and stuff like that. And it's just like, well, your husband says he wants XYZ, but he's allowing this to dictate. It's going, there's not an alignment there. An alignment's missed. So aligning with the people around and being honest with yourself, because the more honest you are with yourself, the more confidence you're able to build. But the minute you start lying to yourself is the minute that your confidence goes down, your self-esteem goes down, your self-worth goes down, and then you start losing clarity. Man, can I really do this? Can I really be the greatest? Can I really go out there and do this? Oh, let me watch Sunday football. Let me hang out. Let me get some menudo with the family. Let me hang out. And then you come back Monday and you're just like, wait,
You're even
all
more
right, let's be the
tired.
greatest. Let's be the greatest. Nah, let me just chill a little. It's like, bro, get your shit together. You like get real with yourself. And like we said at the beginning of this, it's all one decision. And the best thing about life is God gives us the opportunity. If you're watching this, God gave you an opportunity to wake up today and do it all over. It doesn't matter what time you're watching this at. It doesn't matter where you're at right now. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. It's like, get off this live and go do something about it. Go get a journal and write down where you see yourself and what you see yourself doing. Go get the free, like, where do I start? Go download the free resource book, the North Star 12 steps, and start right there. And then start being honest with yourself. Because too many people, especially in America, and you've said this before, is we feel so fucking entitled. Excuse my language, but we feel so entitled that we feel like we deserve it. Oh, it's because my mom or my dad, or I have 5 kids, or I have the reason why I want to have 9, like the reason why I want to have 9 more kids, 10 kids total, is there's no excuses. Like, there's no excuses. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life right now. Someone has it much worse than you. You just got to start. So to answer your question is, how do you overcome that? Is clarity. You start with clarity.
And Chris, I want to add something here so people don't misunderstand. You and I both grind hard. We're part of groups that all grind hard. We're all for work hard, play hard. So that means that it's not a balance, it's a harmony. We're both family people. We both spend time with the kids, and we both prioritize that. We're not saying work 24/7, but what we are saying, work intentful, have a clear plan, take action, take action, take action. And do you and I have you and I ever been on a call where we said we had a bad day? Absolutely. It's okay. But we
All
say,
the time.
but let's stop it. Let's stop it. It happens to everyone. And what you and I both do very well is we don't have bad days. We don't even have bad half days. We don't have bad hours. We have bad minutes, and then we interrupt our own thought pattern, and we realize that happiness is a choice, and we take action. And that's how we move on. We don't get stuck and pulled into this rot of slowness that we see all around us. I love your energy around this, by the way. I'm not tracking, so I stopped tracking questions and other things. Hello from people who are joining. I have no clue either, Chris, if the links I put out there stay up there afterwards. So I would say like this, go to our pages or go to my page afterwards if you wanted a free guide. You should follow Chris. Here, I'll even put up a little banner for you. I had one. Here, connect with Chris on Instagram. You should follow this guy if you want positivity, real estate tips, and then just how you are what I call, it's a little bit of a unicorn because you're an entrepreneur who keeps fighting, Chris, and you work really hard and you have growth in your business and you accomplish a lot for your age. Not only that, you're also really working and have high level of emotional intelligence and life happiness and satisfaction. I see so many people who are entrepreneurs who works extremely hard, but they're just numbing themselves and they don't allow themselves to feel happy. And they, as a result, they're bitter to their teams, they're bitter to their partner, and they're just chasing dopamine. You're not one of those people, and you're learning it at a very young age, seen from my perspective, which is impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate your amazing words. I appreciate that, because that's not to say I wasn't that person, because I know I was once at that I was once that person where it was just like, I gotta work, I gotta work. No, no, I gotta work, I gotta work. I can't do that. I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work. And the reality of it is, like you said right now, it's a harmony.
Yeah.
It's I'm a family man. I love being with my wife. I love being with my daughter. I love being with my family. And I love working. And together, we love helping people. We love being the change. It's like it goes back to the alignment and who you choose your partner, because you can go out there and choose a partner that wants to be something completely different. And there's like the alignment is so alignment is so big, because if you say you want to do something, you say you want to be somebody, you need to be aligned, and you need to attract those people, and you just need to build your North Star together. Know where you're going, know what you're trying to do, and then you push that down to your kids. We have 4 core values in our family, and we have 5 core values in our business. 2 separate core values. The other day, our daughter, we were eating, and Leilani, there's some girl that came up and sold chips, and Leilani told Erica, she's just like, oh, I want to buy some. I have money. I have money. Leilani had $11, and she gave this little girl $5. And Leilani right now is like, oh, I got $11. I'm going to invest this. I want to get, she's saving up for her things, and she wants to buy a golf cart now. I'm like, all right, let's go, girl. Like, you could get it, but like the act of giving, the act of knowing, like, I'm going to be given, God's going to give me tenfold this if I give this. And she didn't hesitate to say, here you go. Here's the $5. And I think it just goes back to aligning. And like you said, learning how to switch. You and I talked about this, how you could fire someone and walk out of the room and be like, all right, guys, here's our sales presentation. That's me. Like, I switch, because understand whatever you're living, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking right now is a moment. And we need to learn to embrace this moment for the good, for the bad, and move on, because this moment's going to pass.
You got a question,
and that's why
Chris.
we always make the decision to go out there and be better.
How can I find a job without a degree?
Oh my gosh, bro.
I
How
can
can I
answer.
find
Surrounding yourself, like, you need to find your community, you need to find the right people with the right drive, and you need to be inspired by others. If you don't know what to do, find people who seem to be doing the great things. And there's a lot of free communities out there, or borderline free communities, and I see a lot of people without a degree, college degree. Some barely have high school, and they're doing really well in real estate, for example. They're working really hard. If you can find a job, again, it's positive mindset. If you don't have a job, be the keeper. Go to these events, these meetups, especially within real estate. Go to the meetups and just be the person who connects other people. Like, hey, what are you looking for? Oh, I'm looking for buying single family. Oh, I actually know a wholesaler. Let me connect you with him. Have the two of you met? And you bring people together. Just by doing that will make people see you and be willing to spend the time educating you and growing you.
So I didn't even realize this, but it was a comment on YouTube. I thought you were just asking that question, but somebody really asked, like, look, this is how simple it is and how straightforward I'm about to tell you. How can I found a job without degree? How can I found a job without degree? You're on the internet right now and you are watching this video. The fact that you're either follow me or you follow Andreas shows you have the ability. You have the ability to come on and pay attention and watch this video. Now it starts with, let's take it to the next step. Who are you trying to be? What are you trying to be? It doesn't need to be real estate. That's what we do. We do real estate. Okay, cool. It doesn't need to be real estate. Whatever you want to be and whatever you want to be, put it in the comments if you're still listening. Go surround yourself with that person. Chris, I don't have a car. Bro, you're on YouTube. Start a side hustle. Start making some extra cash. Go on Facebook and start making offers on certain things, like that Gary Vee mentality. I wouldn't waste my energy like that. I'd rather go an extra day without eating and go surround myself with someone that's doing what I want to do. Hey, I would go up to whoever I'm trying to be, whether it's a civil engineer, whether it's a construction worker, maybe you want to be a builder. I'm going to go find a builder. I'm going to go to who's the foreman, who's the decision maker. Hey, listen, my name is Chris Silva. I'm an aspiring builder. I want to learn more. How can I help you? You don't need to pay me. I just want to shadow you. And what can I do to provide value to you? These are my skills that I'm good at. I'm very good with my hands. I'm a good learner, and this is what I have the ability to do. I don't have a car. However, I do have a mind, and I'm very good at taking notes. List everything that you're good at to the person you are talking to, and you start right there. Your one decision, Chris, I'm embarrassed. This is why it's so important to teach your fucking kids how to talk to people. Communication is the number one tool in the entire world. You are 1-2 people away from meeting the person that you want to meet, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's an entrepreneur, whatever it is, you are 2 people away from meeting that person. Just literally take the action. Not having a degree is no excuse. Not having the fact that you have the ability to watch this video, I guarantee you have more than enough energy and more than enough effort, like more in you to go find a job.
Yeah. And also the things you should
straight
be
out?
doing.
Was that too straight up?
Good. Stop, but also stop being watching things on Netflix. Stop playing computer games. Wake up early. Exercise. Read books or educate yourself through YouTube. Like there's so much free content out there, and you can more or less get a degree for free. You can go to a library and read books if you really don't have money. But the thing is, I meet so many people that, and I would say real estate is the one area where people make a lot of money, even if they don't have a degree. I've seen it happen so many times. And by the way, Chris, I don't keep track on it either. We have had so many people joining on Instagram, and we can't see one another's Instagram. So people go in, they go out, but it's also Black Friday and people are out shopping.
Bro, that's the fucking problem. That's the problem.
Yeah. So
I
don't
think today is a special. Bro, that's the craziest thing. I was talking about this earlier. It's like they think like, oh, I'm gonna go get a sale instead of, hey, let me use this time to double my money so that way I don't need to go be chasing these fucking sales. Like,
I'm with you. Chris, we need to wrap it up though. So I think we went, as you and I are always doing, a little bit all over the place. But what's the summary here, Chris? Take action.
Take action. Take massive action.
Take action. Positive mindset.
North Star. Know where you're going and get clarity.
Yeah.
And align yourself with the people closest to you, whether it be your spouse, whether it be your parents, whether it be your best friend. And if it's not, lose them. Go find someone that will align with you and learn to make decisions fast. Successful people make decisions fast. And you might not know it all.
Just so I can clip this and give you the reel afterwards, I'm going to put you in the center, hopefully, and I'm going to have you repeat it in 45 seconds. What's the key outcome as you were recording a reel for social? I'm putting you on the spot now, man. So wait, I'm going to remove myself. How do I put you on stage? I only wanted to put you. Wait.
The bottom left, you have to put on stage. Yo! There you go. Well, see, now I can't hear you, but I think you could hear me. But the key takeaways are: go out there, take massive action, learn to get clarity on who you're trying to be, what you're trying to do, where do you see yourself, and align with the people, align yourself with people that you're trying to be like, or whether you're trying to achieve. Whether it be your spouse, make sure you align with your spouse. Whether it be your friends, make sure you align with your friends. Whether it be your parents, whether it be cousins, brothers, sister, whoever it is, learn to align with the people. And if they don't align with you, get rid of them as fast as possible. Successful people make decisions fast. Learn how to make decisions fast and ask yourself, does this align with my North Star? And if it doesn't, get rid of them, go find new people, and align with everybody in your circle. Let's grow,
Boom.
baby.
Mic drop.
Is that how you wanted it?
I wanted it, so you can clip it afterwards, man. That was really
Perfect.
good. Okay, I'm gonna let you go now. It's kids' time for me because they're still home from school. In 5 minutes, I'm gonna take my 2 hours of spending quality time with my kids, and then I'll probably go back working again.
I love
Chris,
it. I love it. Andreas,
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much
you
for jumping
having
on
me.
the live. Yeah,
Huh?
thank you so much.
No, thank you. You have an amazing day.
Have an amazing weekend as well. Have a good one, Chris.